Good morning, and welcome to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about real estate, how to buy it, how to sell it, how to make the most out of your investment. And I'm getting all excited because Tonya's here. Oh, Tonya's here.
Good morning, Rudy.
Summertime it's like your time of the year. Do you love summertime? What is your favorite season, Tonya Harbin?
Spring, and do I get two?
Yeah, you can have a second.
Spring and fall.
Yeah, see, those are my favorites too. Fall is probably my favorite first, coming out of the hot season, you know.
Yes, because you are ready for it to be cooler.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? It's been plenty hot and plenty wet. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that have been going on, especially in West Texas and through the hill country and out in the Concho Valley. We've had a lot of damage come into play. What does that do to the Tonya Harbin real estate business? I mean, there's less houses out there now, and I hate to put it that way, but at the same time, folks are looking to move. They don't want to be down there in the, valley area where they're going to be, in the danger of all the flooding and stuff. How does flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever, earthquakes, how does that affect the real estate market?
Well, I mean, whenever something happens, you're having to, if somebody had their house under contract, you're having to try to find them something else. Or if their house was destroyed, you're trying to help people find temporary housing or somewhere for them to stay. And then they're having to get insurance and all the different things that they're having to go through. But our hearts and prayers really do go out to everyone that was impacted by all of that.
I knew.
And there are people from Abilene too, that were in the flood also.
And I knew you would come up with that your heart and prayers are there because we've had several folks that are from the Abilene area that we have lost because they were at that Christian compound during the rainstorms that came. And then, we've had more rain throughout the week. So I didn't know if that affected the market as much as I know you brought an insurance specialist with you, and we're going to find out what he has to say about that. But the housing market is still pretty strong, right?
Yeah, here locally, we've been really busy. Lots of people are trying to move before school starts.
All right, so what are interest rates doing? We've got this big, beautiful bill that got passed, and we're hearing all these things. Oh, things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Notice I got taller in the chair. So is it affecting us as far as homes are concerned?
I've been hearing from lenders that they believe that rates will go down somewhat, but, you never know until it happens.
Haven't seen it yet?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But home sales are still strong, though?
We have been busy. The lower price ranges, sometimes there's still multiple offers. It just, depends on the house. The upper price ranges, probably over $800,000. A little bit slower. But, all the houses that are more affordable are selling pretty quick.
Well, I got notification from somebody that I have right over here, the paperwork that you've been selling some properties. One of them was like a $1.2 million property that had been on the market for over 400 days with 3 other realtors. They couldn't get it done. But Tonya Harbin came in, booyah! And in less than 20 days, you not only had it fixed up, you sent Caleb and Amanda out there with their drones, and they took pictures, and you guys staged it from the air and inside in photographs. And then what happened?
It went under contract.
Absolutely. You sold it.
Mm-hmm.
A $1.2 million. I'm like trying to go, I ain't never made that much money in my life. What does that look like? All right. So the market's still.
Yeah, there's still people out there that are looking to buy. I think, some people in the upper price ranges still have their house listed from 2021 pricing. And so it's just them, realizing we're just not in that market anymore. So you've got to price it correctly. We also do staging. So like the home that you're referring to, we also had that one staged, and that really helps too. But a lot of it is just, pricing it correctly. And in 2022, 2021, those were years where pricing was inflated. right? And so
Right.
now it's just not inflated. You just got to price it so that it just doesn't sit on the market either, because then people are thinking, what's wrong with that house?
Oh, and I got to tell you, I've got a neighbor that just moved here. They came from the West Coast. They came from the heart of the West Coast, LA, CA, and they're from Los Angeles, California. And they just live a few doors down, and they saw that creek, and they said, wow, when it rains, that thing gets filled up. And I said, well, that's the waterway, and it takes it out in that creek. Well, what happens? I said, I normally get out in my big old 4x4, come tap on your door and go, hey, if that's to happen. But that's in the 30 years that I've lived there. That's only happened one time, and it wasn't even that bad, but I just went to alert them at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Hey, the creek's rising over here a little bit. You might want to be, and if something happens, just call me. I'll come get y'all in my truck. Leave your vehicles here. But those kind of properties, do they sell? I mean,
If they're in a flood zone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all houses sell.
Everything's in a flood zone anyway.
I mean, well,
in West Texas.
I mean, some of them are. I mean, anything could always happen. But, some people don't want to be in a flood zone. They specifically want to stay out of the flood zone. And then some people don't really care either way.
Doesn't matter because it doesn't rain like that. Okay. What about the mansion on the hill or the mansion on the mountain? Can you find me one?
I mean, I can find you anything.
And are homes still being built?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of new construction going on.
Where's the hot spot now? I knew that there was one over there by the state-supported living facility, and that neighborhood is exploded.
Yes. Those are all, I think, in that neighborhood, there's like 3 left. So.
Yeah. All right. Tonya Harbin's got all the listings. All right. So we've been having all this rain. And then last night, I guess it was midnight, 1 o'clock? Did y'all hear it? Did y'all see it? Did you feel it? It was coming down, and the alerts kept going on. Oh, we have another flood coming, and I'm like, so I'm out looking and checking this thing out till about 4 o'clock this morning. So, and you brought Robert Blasingame in the house on the mic, busting a move, kicking it live. This is where you rap, man.
Yeah, I'm not rapping today.
And we
Rudy.
already heard he's not
rapping.
telling us that insurance rates are going down.
Legacy Bridge Advisors, please tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. I'm some like those people that are protesting. Tell us the truth.
Oh, I'll tell you the truth all day long, Rudy, but sometimes you may not like it.
Yeah, we've talked about this before because I have 3 houses to insure. I have 5 vehicles to insure, and I'm going broke. I'm literally looking for a part-time job. You need your yard mowed, senor? So honestly, what is happening with insurance rates? They are sky high.
Yeah, they're definitely going up. They have gone over the last 3 years or so. They've really skyrocketed.
Why?
For a lot of reasons, Rudy. I mean, the reality is when you look at 2024, there was one independent insurance carrier that made money. One. And that was Progressive, which ironically is the insurance company that has some of the lowest auto rates that we see. But there was only one company that made money. Everybody else lost money.
So Progressive makes money, and they've got the lowest rates, is what you're saying, right? How good is the coverage?
So the coverage is great. And again, with auto insurance specifically, coverage is what you as the insured decide you want. Now, the state of Texas has minimums, and whatever state you live in also has those state minimums on the liability side. But we don't write state minimums. I won't write it under any circumstances. And so we write coverage that we think protects our clients, and not only our clients, but the people that they may harm in any kind of unintentional accident, et cetera. But again, Progressive, the reason that their rates are good is because they have tremendous volume from their clients. They have a very large number of clients. And so because of that, they started using data a long time ago, and they understood who their ideal clients were and what actually affects claims. And so they know exactly who they want and who they don't. And the people that are with them, they can trust they're going to file claims when they need to, but not when they don't.
All right. For example, I've got a neighbor that he's a lot like me. And we got hailed. Yeah, we got hailed on last night. It wasn't that bad. It was just pea-sized hail. I mean, teeny tiny little things. And then sometimes when they got a little bit bigger. But I noticed my other neighbors, boy, as soon as it happens, the roofing trucks are there. They're getting the dent remover people are out in front of their houses with blocks of dry ice and doing all that stuff. Is that affecting? I mean, because people are just jumping to conclusions. I mean, my house ain't leaking. Everything still looks good. I mean, you don't have to file.
You're 100% right, Rudy, and you are the client that insurance companies want because you don't file a claim unless you absolutely have to. The thing in the narrative that's been pushed for the last 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 years is if you have some hail damage on your roof, you need to get it replaced, period. Well, hail damage comes in all shapes and forms, right? Some of it actually causes leaks. Some of it just looks kind of bad. Some of it is cosmetic. Some of it's not. And so what insurance companies have always historically done is they replace your roof if there's some damage on it. Roofer comes out, looks at your roof, says, yes, I see some damage. There's this many hits in this certain amount of area. We're going to replace your roof. You should call your insurance company. Well, insurance companies are kind of done with that now, mostly because the magnitude and the number of storms has increased substantially over the last 5 years or so. But when you look at and I don't remember the exact number, so don't quote me on this, but when you look at the top 10 most expensive natural disasters and storms that have happened in Texas, like 7 of them have happened in the last 3 years. And so the storms are just becoming so much larger and more potent and more damaging, and they're coming more often. And because of that, insurance companies just didn't keep up. They can't keep up.
You know what's I find really, because I actually wrote an article about this not too long ago, but what's surprising is you're sitting here going, in the last, 3 years, you said? Well, in the early 1920s, we had one of the worst hailstorms, one of the worst windstorms, and we're talking in the 1920s, and several tornadoes that came ripping right through the middle of the key city, Abilene, Texas, by golly, America. Does it seem like it's been 100 years and it repeats itself? And after we get done here in the next few years, it's like, yeah, we got 100 years to go. I mean, do you see it in cycles, or is this global warming?
Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I have no idea, unfortunately. But
the rates are going down, right? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's cyclical or not, but as with everything, we do see things come back around. I would say that the reason, two things to look at. One, the number of storms that we've had in our area, in our region, and I say that being Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, that area, has increased substantially. We're having a lot more storms. But the cost of those storms has skyrocketed as well for 2 reasons. One, the storms are more damaging. 2, cost of materials is up. Cost of labor is up. The cost to replace your home, if it's damaged and totaled, has gone up. Everything's gone up. And so when you look at the data, those are the 2 things driving that.
All right, so, because you got me thinking right now. Here it is, Robert Blasingame, Legacy Bridge Advisors, and you're going to help me with my insurance here. I need a roof that's indestructible. Can you get me one of those that's indestructible? I need a roof for my house like that. And I need a carport, too, like that, to put my vehicles in.
So just like I'm not a scientist, I'm also not a roofer, but...
Is there a roof out there that you guys don't?
I will tell you, there are roofers that are putting on what they call fortified roofs. So there's different types of roof coverings.
Right.
Like a class 4 roof covering is supposed to withstand softball size hail. And it's supposed to be fine for the first 5 to 10 years of its life. That's a class 4 roof covering. It's great. It's wonderful. You get discounts on your insurance, that kind of stuff. There's a new roof that roofers are kind of pushing a little bit called fortified roofing. I'm not a roofer. I don't fully understand it, but I can tell you the decking's thicker, the nails that they use to secure the decking is more secure. The way they put the roof covering on it is better, all of the things, and I don't know enough about it, but some insurance carriers are starting to recognize that. Not as completely indestructible because something will always burn, right? Like something can always happen, but pretty close.
So you get a good discount on that?
Some carriers are starting to recognize that as a larger discount in Class 4.
So is there something out there that we can invest in as homeowners that will give us some discounts? Because I'm paying so much for this roof, I ought to get a kickback.
Yeah, so what I would say is everything's relative, and the amount you pay for this fortified roof is probably not going to come back in the form of your savings on your insurance. But what it will do is it'll save you the headache of filing claims. And what it will do is it will make insurance companies over time begin to level off, which we're starting to see some now. I know we've joked a little bit about insurance rates coming down, but I will say that we're seeing across the vast majority of our carriers, insurance rates leveling off. We went through a 3-year period where insurance rates were increasing 30+% every single year. And some carriers going up 80 or 90% a year. And we saw that over the last 3 or 4 years. And this year, we're finally starting to see some of that leveling off on the home and property side. On the auto side, we do have some of our carriers that our renewals are coming back. My personal renewal actually came back about $17 less, but it's less. I mean, it's not much.
Tonya and I are not amused.
That's like 3 coffees.
2 for me.
The year.
Yeah. But when you compare that to what the increase was, that's a big deal. When you look at what we've been dealing with the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but it went up anywhere from 30%.
It's never going back.
40.
It's never going back to where it was before. And I say never. And I firmly believe that. Carriers, I mean, again, when we talk about storms, when we talk about the things that cause claims, those are not going away. Unless we have this cycle that you're talking about where over the next 20, 30 years, we don't see any storms at all and insurance companies aren't paying out any claims. But when you look at storms and the wildfires and all the things that are happening, it's in the news every day. You're seeing it every single day.
So do the rates, are they based like by states or nationally off of what's happening?
They are based regionally. Some, because of the data that's out there, like we hear about AI a lot and we hear about blockchain, we hear about this data analysis. I mean, here in Abilene, we've got this big data center that's going in. These companies are starting to use data a lot. And it used to be they would do it by area code. And then they started looking at maybe we can narrow it down to zip code. And now they're actually narrowing down because of the amount of data that they have. They're narrowing it down to blocks and streets because they have this massive data that they can say, well, people on this street are this certain makeup of mentality and personality, and they don't like to file claims because they'd rather just pay it out of pocket. We want that street.
See, and that's where, Tonya, I'm seeing a lot of the older neighborhoods, and the city of Abilene will give you and help you if you're redoing one of those homes on that part of town, in that neighborhood, give you grants and loans and what have you to get that place fixed up. Mm-hmm. And as I'm driving, and I'm not trying to point out, but north side, south side of town, I'm driving, coming back from Hendrick Medical north side, and I'm driving through some of those streets, I'm seeing a lot of homes wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Ooh, did you see that one? They did great. Look how beautiful it is. But you're saying it's areas of town.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where it's getting to. It's not fully there, and not all of the carriers are doing that at this point, but it's moving that direction.
Why not go on like my car insurance? Rudy's got 10 tickets, had 3 wrecks, and a DUI.
They do.
Do they do that?
You matter as well. So again, when you realize that insurance is looking at masses of data, they're looking at you individually. So historically, the only way that they could tell whether you were a good client or not is credit score. Do they pay their bills or not? That's what they used to be able to look at. Now they can say, how many claims have you ever had and filed? What type of claim was it? Was it something that you just went and got a windshield over and over and over and over and over again? Or did you only use it when you had a massive thing that you couldn't afford? Like, that's the type of stuff they're looking at. And so your insurance score, just like you have a credit score, you have an insurance score, and they know all of that data about you.
So why am I paying high rates? I ain't had nothing go wrong.
I don't want to get into that, Rudy, because, I don't know about your insurance yet.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've lived in that house for 30 years. You don't mess with it.
Yeah, I think you should shop it and see what your carriers
I went
come
one
back.
time, and dear friend of mine, he had just gone through a hard time with him and his wife. They'd had their 3rd baby, and he was like over at the house one day. He was almost in tears, and I said, well, roof my house. But I got an idea, and I went and talked to my wife, and I said, let's put the best roof, because, you can get different grades, and I wanted the thicker one, and it wasn't just 3-tab. It's called a 7-tab or something like that, or 5-tab.
It's architectural.
Yeah, it was one of those things, and I was like, yeah, put that on there. And so, mess around with it, but I didn't go to insurance to get that done. I had to tell him I did it, and he goes, you better tell them that you just did it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Another question about insurance. Did you know that if you have hail damage on your roof at your house, Tonya Harbin, did you know you better report it right away, or else it may just expire and then they don't insure it after that?
Yeah, I think you only have,
1 year?
Depends on the carrier. You'll hear me say that a lot. Depends on the carrier. Most carriers are at 365 days that you can file a claim on that. So you're going to have a date of loss when you file your claim, and most carriers are right at about a year. Some are still at 2 years.
Wow, didn't know that. But then I have an insurance rate, just like I have a credit score, I have an insurance score. How do you find out about that? Or is it different for different insurance companies?
Your insurance score is consistent across the board. And the only way you can find your insurance score is to talk to an insurance agent that knows what they're doing and can go look at it. But
I can get a hold of Robert Blasingame. I know this guy.
Exactly right.
And you can call him at 325-244-0988. 244-0988, or go to legacybridgeadvisors.com.
Yes, sir.
Seriously.
So it depends on you how much your insurance is?
Correct. So you matter, the property you're in matters, and the location of your property
So
matters.
how do you get to be that person with low insurance?
You don't file claims.
Oh.
Ever.
Nope. No, you know what? And
You pay your bills on time. Like, we have a client that has never filed a claim. But they are late every single month making a payment, and they have an awful insurance score because they pay their insurance premiums late. But they always
be
pay
10
them.
days
There's
late
always
every
pay
month.
them.
Payments and do not file a claim.
Yeah, well, the thing is
And
also...
don't change insurance every single year. I mean, there's a
But
lot
I
of
thought y'all
factors.
usually, y'all
We do
shop
like to shop
rates.
it. We do
Okay.
like to shop it. And that's why having an agent that has your best interest in mind makes a difference. If it's a $200 difference, don't move. If it's a $2,000 difference, it's worth it. It's not going to affect your score enough that you shouldn't move. So there's a balancing act there that your agent, if they're good, will know.
I've also seen people that buy new construction homes versus an older home. The new construction home, your insurance is so much less.
Yeah, you're typically, I would say on average, your new construction home is going to cost about half of an older home.
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have this score system that we got to figure that out. But what about, let's say I get a good rate and oh yeah, I'm going with a new insurance company. Yeah, they're going to get me covered. Then all of a sudden something happens, boom, and I'm having to jump through how many steps to get this done?
You're saying if you have a claim right after you switch?
No, I'm just saying if I ever have to file one, how good is the insurance company? You're looking at us as the insurables going, well, your score. How do you score as an insurance agency?
I want to be very careful about the insurance score. It's not something that you're going to track like you track your credit score. That's not, I don't think that would be reasonable. It doesn't really make sense. But the reality is pay your bills on time. Don't file claims if you don't need to.
Or is it pay your insurance on time?
Yeah, pay your insurance bills on time, right? Don't file claims if you don't need to, and take care of your home. Those three things are really the biggest factors in your insurance score. If you take care of those, you're going to be all right. It's not, there is a complex equation that goes in. You don't need to understand it or even understand I don't know what my insurance score is, and I'm my own agent. But I know my insurance score.
Do you give yourself a discount?
No, I can't give myself a discount, unfortunately. I wish I could. So I wouldn't say worry too much. Just pay your stuff on time. And don't switch just because you want to switch. But if there's a decent enough savings, switch.
But it is good to bundle your car and home with the same insurance policy because then you also get...
I do car, home, and life.
Within reason, right? Mm-hmm. So again, this is why I keep going back to this conversation about your agent actually matters and is important, and having these conversations is important. We bundle with the same carrier probably 40 to 50% of our clients with the same carrier. But what you're doing there is let's say you're with a specific carrier and you bundle your auto with that same carrier, your auto may be more expensive with that carrier. And depending on how much more expensive than with another carrier, so we'll just use some specific carriers. Let's say we bundle with Allstate. And you have your home with Allstate and you have your auto with Allstate, but your agent quotes Progressive, and that Progressive quote is $150 less per month on your auto. Don't bundle that. You're going to save $1,800 a year. And the biggest benefit to bundling home and auto is that some of the carriers don't require multiple deductibles. You have a hail claim because a hailstorm comes in. Some of the carriers only charge you the home deductible and they fix your autos at the same time without you having to pay an auto deductible as well. So there's some benefit there, but let's say you have two cars and your deductibles were $500, that's $1,000. But you saved $1,800 by not bundling.
All right, but we're running out of time, but I got to ask, is there a home insurance company out there? One that you're saying, this one's better, for cars, they're giving you a better rate. Is there one that says, we like to insure homes?
No.
Yeah, it's legacy.
Well, I'm the agent. I'm not the carrier.
Right, I get it. But
so as far as a carrier, there's not just one that I would say. Now there's a lot that I will write.
Okay.
But I won't write any carriers that I don't trust to take care of my own home. I won't write you with. So if I'm not trusting it to take care of my own home, I'm not going to put you with it, Rudy.
See, I love the way he answered that, Tonya. You want to know why? I recently had to go get my physical, and I was told to look for a cardiologist, a pulmonologist, and an endocrinologist. And I went to go talk to my doctor friends, and I went, hey, you're having a heart attack. Your wife's having a heart attack. You need to save her life right now, or your life. what doctor would you go to? And that's what I did. So I love the way you think like that. So help us out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we can call you anytime?
Anytime.
325-244-0988. It's Legacy Bridge Advisors. LegacyBridgeAdvisors.com, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. TonyaHarbin.com, TonyaHarbin.com, or
That's right.
Facebook at Tonya Harbin Team.
Yes.
Open houses?
I'm sure we have them on our Facebook page.
Facebook at Tonya Harbin Team, 603-3550. That's 325-603-3550. Once again, Robert, thank you. You always answer the tough questions. You notice I get real hard on him. I'm like, come on, give us some. But thank you very much. You clarified a lot. All right, Tonya, go see her. She's out doing open houses this weekend. Maybe. If the sun is bright, she might be by the pool.
That's right.
If that house has a pool, go to that open house. You've been listening to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour, brokered by Real. Oh, by the way, start packing. You're going to be moving soon. This is KYYW, Abilene, Texas.